Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, November the 18th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, the news from Florida is that Governor Scott has won the recount, and he will be the new senator from Florida in early January. So that pretty much ends the midterms. There are still some potential recounts going on in the House, but they're not going to change they're not going to change the majority one way the other. Where it stands today is that we had the midterms a couple of weeks ago. The Democrats picked up between 35 and 40 seats in the U.S. House. That gives them a majority of about 15 to 16 seats. And the Republicans picked up the House, or kept the House, increasing their majority to 53. So 53 votes for the Republicans in the Senate, plus 15, plus 16 for the Democrats in the House of Representatives. Sounds to me like a pretty split decision. I don't think you can draw large conclusions whatsoever from this midterms. I simply caution people who are trying to make too much out of these midterms to remember that President Reagan lost 42 seats in 1982, was reelected 2 years later when he carried 49 states. President Clinton and President Obama both had very bad midterms, and they went on to be reelected. So sometimes we can overanalyze and over-exaggerate the importance of the midterms. And I really think both sides got something, and both sides have something to learn. The biggest problem that the Democrats are going to have is being a majority. The Democrats may have a majority of the House, but I'm not sure they have a lot of unity as to what their objective is and as to what they're going to do with that majority. The fact is that a lot of the new Democrats who came in this election year came in from districts where they won very competitive elections, and they won those elections basically by talking about health care and by talking about change. They didn't win those districts by talking about impeaching Trump, raising taxes, or frankly following Nancy Pelosi. Many of them said they wouldn't vote for Nancy Pelosi if she ran for speaker. So these Democrats, I think, are going to have a very difficult time running things in the House. And that's going to open up all kinds of opportunities for President Trump to cut deals with some of these Democrats and to basically go around the Democrat leadership in the House. Now, over in the Senate, the Republicans will use their majority, of course, to appoint judges and to do whatever the Senate does with respect to treaties and confirmations and so on. And I think you're also going to be the Senate. You're going to see the Senate also govern much more effectively and in a much more serious way than the House. I mean, the House could be a total, complete circus, I think, by next summer. That's how crazy these Democrats could turn the House. So looking ahead to 2020, I think that the new House majority will probably mean that President Trump will be reelected. I also think that if the Democrats don't watch how they do things and if they don't behave in a mature way, I think it's very likely that they're going to lose their House majority in 2020 for the simple reason, again, as I said before, most of these new representatives were elected in very competitive elections across the country. So they automatically have a tough reelection when they go back in 2020. And if they don't do some of the things that they promised, I think they're going to find an electorate that is not going to be willing to forgive them. So we're going to sit back and watch 2019 with President Trump, the Democrats in the House, and the Republicans in the Senate, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I think the Democrats have a few challenges ahead of them now that they've gone from resistance to governing, and that's a big jump. And I'm not sure they're ready for that jump at the moment. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube, we have them on Twitter, and we have them on my blog. And if November 18th is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.